Day number 3. Today we're going to work with two measurements that you've taken, weight in pounds and height in inches. And I know I put a red asterisk by weight in pounds. Moving forward, I don't care what your weight is, and you won't either once you see today's lesson. So I'm going to show you a video clip right now that will prove to you why I know that weight is not relevant when it comes to good health. I'm going to share my brother breaking a world bench press record. At age 59, he is benching 507 pounds. The guy behind him is my father at age 84 right there. Watch how nimble he is when he jumps back. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because to remind you, no matter how great they both look and no matter how many medals they won, they still ended up with high blood pressure, high blood sugar. My dad ended up with cardiovascular disease and remember, needed a 4-way bypass. My brother ended up with prostate cancer. And those are things that you have agency over to not only prevent, but also to reverse. Muscle weighs more than fat. So the waist to height ratio negates that issue of fat versus the muscle. Take your height in inches divided by 2. That will equal the maximum measurement of your waist for disease risk. Let me reiterate that. This is not optimal, guys. The quick and dirty test that I do when you guys come into this program, I have to categorize you as whether a disease process where we need to work faster and harder on you to get you to a level where you're not going to die soon. That's what I'm doing. Now, doctors would call it obese. But here's the thing. You guys would be surprised as to the obese measurement is so easy to reach. We want to talk about disease risk. Once you get to this level where you are having your waist measurement over half of your height measurement, you are in the disease category of, let me give you the laundry list, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, kidney disease, gallbladder problems. I can just go on and on. Taking your height to your waist measurement is really targeting where the body stores the fat that causes disease. Babies are all cute and cuddly when they're chubby down to their little toes. That is subcutaneous fat. Perfectly fine. That subcutaneous fat is protective and also serves to get them through a famine. You know those charts that a doctor has, you find your height on one side and your weight on the other, and then you got to where it intersects. Throw that out the window too. We can throw body mass index out the window. Anybody who talks to you about BMI doesn't understand health. Who's talking about BMI? More than likely somebody who wants to sell you a weight scale that costs over $100. I don't even want you to buy a scale that's $12 because all I want you to spend money on is a tape measure. That's it. And I would love it if it had the centimeters on the other side because the metric system is so much more exact. Because this is for somebody who, let's say you're measuring your neck and you want to know, am I doing better with sleep apnea? One little millimeter of change to your neck, guys, is a huge difference to how well you breathe at night, which is a huge difference to how much less cortisol stress hormone that you're releasing because you're getting better sleep. But I don't want to digress on that because there's this other question. How much is too much weight loss? This is what the optimal would be for if I want to be gold standard optimal health. You're going to take your height in inches and you're going to multiply it by 44%. This will equal your optimal goal for health without, and I say this again, without being too thin. This is to give you guys bookends. Let's do an example of a man who's 6 foot tall. He is 72 inches in height, right? You take 6 times 12 is 72 inches. Divide 72 by 2, we get 36 inches. This 6 foot tall man, if his waist is over 36 inches, he more than likely has health problems. But these health problems can be reversed. It's important for you guys to know when you're inflamed, your body's going to hold on to more water. And why? Think of this how simple. The house on fire. When the house is inflamed, what does a fireman do? Throws water on it. Your body does the same thing with you. Most people, when they start a diet, they think it's great the first week they start because they lose 10 pounds the first week and go, oh, this diet is great. Well, the first thing to get rid of is the excess water. But that's not going to get rid of the inflammation if you keep bringing that back in. And this is why people yo-yo diet. They lose weight with the diet. It got rid of the initial water weight gain, but it didn't attack the fat. Fat removal when it comes to surgery. Does that really help someone if they just remove the fat? No, because once that person goes off from the surgery, they're going to regain it if they haven't learned how to eat, when to eat, and making sure they're not bombarded by the misinformation that's out there. So if this same 6 foot tall man, you multiply it times 44%. So 6 foot tall is 72 inches. 72 inches times 0.44. That's how you get the percentage. 31.68 inches minimum waist. Ron, do you have your waist measurement so we can go over your waist and height?
Yeah, in fact, it's exactly what you did. I'm 6 feet tall, and so it's what you presented here. So I started out at 36 to 38, and now I'm down to 34. So you originally said I could get to 32, so now I understand why.
Let's just bring you in and get rid of your blood pressure problem. Or actually, that was the intent when he first started. And within how many months were you seeing your blood pressure start to normalize?
It was a pretty short period of time.
And this is what I want to reiterate to you guys. And here's what's impressive about your human body. I can get you healthier much quicker than I can get you to look like an Adonis. To get you healthy, the body is not asking you guys for much. So now you have your markers, bookends. You have the obesity marker line, which you have to get below in order to be healthy. And for the overachievers, you have the optimal marker line for what perfection is. You decide where you want to be based on what your goals are, but you have to be somewhere inside of this zone. So I'll catch you on the other side with day number 4.